over now. Wait for me, wait for me. Oh, it's over now. It's over now. Wait for me, wait for me. Oh, it's over now. It's over now. Wait for me, wait for me.
You're listening to Sports Call on Tiger 93.9, WTGZ, Union Springs, Montgomery, and Auburn, and AM 620 WTRP, LaGrange.
You better buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a show to watch.
From Tiger Communications.
Jackson, touchdown.
For 20 years, East Alabama's sports talk leader.
Swing and drive. Belton right.
Sports Call.
Oh, what a dunk.
Call in now at 887-3401 Local.
Right through. He got
Or 1-888-9-TIGER-9 toll free.
Struck him out.
And now, coming to you live from the loveliest village on the plains, Sports Call.
Hello out there, and welcome into Sports Call on this lovely Tuesday afternoon. My name is Andy Graham, alongside my partner, Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you for the next 2 hours, taking your calls and talking about everything in the world of sports. Give us a call at our numbers here locally at 887-3401, or give us a call toll-free at 1-888-9-TIGER-9. We'd encourage you to be a part of the program, as long as it is within the bounds of decency. This is an open forum. We'd love for you to be a part of the program. Let us know. A lot went on this weekend. Tell us what you thought about the A-Day. Who impressed you the most? Auburn took on South Carolina, the number 6 team in the country. They lost 2 of 3. Both losses were by 1 run. The softball team went to Georgia, lost 2 of 3, but they did end their 9-game losing streak. So at least something good came out of it. We'll delve into that a little bit more during the Auburn Update segment. But for now, in this opening segment, we'll have our question of the day, brought to you by Lee Marketing Group for signage, tees, web design, and more. Call on LMG today at 334-742-0197. LMG, success by design.
You know, Andy, I think this weekend was a culmination of kind of where the Auburn athletic program is right now. And you know, one of the things that we're all ahead of schedule with the hiring of Sonny Galloway, and ahead of schedule with Bruce Pearl. And, you know, we'll see the results of that hire down the road, and we'll see the results of Sonny Galloway down the road. But right now, we're still dealing with reality as far as what we're having to deal with, and on the baseball field and the softball field. Coach Meyer, he's done a tremendous job, and he is a tremendous coach. But we're a little bit spoiled in football season with the quick turnaround, and I think we had so much momentum with the hiring of the softball, the baseball, and now the basketball coaches. But it does take time to instill a culture and for a coach to come in. The football team, as far as what I watched on the field Saturday, tremendous. This team looks like they picked up right where they left off. A well-oiled machine offensively. The defense looked better, and the bright spot is there was a lot of guys that weren't even playing out there that are going to be playing on this team coming up in the fall. So the football team, I think everybody is just overly excited about where the program is right now. We had spurts of excitement in baseball, had our chances this weekend, but we've had a tough sledding of it the last 3 or 4 weeks. Softball was on fire there. We thought, man, this thing has really, taken a rise, and it's kind of come back to earth a little bit with a few smatterings of some positive things in there. And then the next thing on the table will be basketball. Again, I think it'll be unfair to expect Bruce Pearl to come in and have a tournament-ready team, not saying he can't do it. But, what reality is that we still are a work in progress in a lot of our programs.
Yeah, you bring that up. We're talking about expectation level. That kind of ties in with our question of the day. We're kind of turning on, doing something a little bit different. Instead of a question, it's more like of a statement. It's a fill in the blank. I'll be disappointed if Auburn doesn't blank this year. What is that for you? What is your expectation level? I'll be disappointed if Auburn doesn't win the Iron Bowl. I'll be disappointed if Auburn doesn't win the SEC championship. I'll be disappointed if Auburn doesn't win the national championship. So think about that, ponder that out there. Give us a call, tell us what you think. The question of the day, I'll be disappointed if Auburn doesn't blank this year.
And a lot of those words that are phrases that you put in that blank are precursors to other things happening down the line. I think it's a given. Every Auburn fan would say they'd be disappointed every year if they didn't win the Iron Bowl. But, some years you like your chances better than others, obviously. And, I think there's a lot of expectations around this Auburn football team. And then after, I know you can't tell a lot after an A-Day, but you can tell this, is that offense still it looks like it is, a machine. And scoring on 7 possessions the way they did, and being able to highlight, DeQuil Williams, being able to highlight Sammy Coates, a lot of the things that we knew were going to be big weapons for this team are, played out Saturday. And this is I had somebody come up to me today over at the college, and they said, are we going to be able to see a team offensively that's almost impossible to cover? Because you think about the receivers that Auburn has. You think about the guys in the slots versus the guys out on the edges. Think about the tandem of running backs Auburn's going to have. Think about the offensive line, who looked pretty doggone good Saturday. And think about Nick Marshall. I mean, what do you focus on if you're a defense? I mean, this is an extremely tough task. Now, I'm not to say Auburn can't have a bad day and go out there and turn it over 4 or 5 times. That can happen. But if they play their perfect game, it's going to be hard to beat this team.
I don't think there's any question about that. We had a caller call in last Friday, and they said, "What kind of crowd do you think you'll expect?" And I thought, I thought it'd be great to get 50,000 people there. I thought that'd be a great sign. Well, Auburn showed up in mass. 70,645 fans showed up for that spring game. Now I was at the baseball game that took place at 11 o'clock. It was cool. It was mist and rain. It was not a pleasant day.
No.
So that says quite a bit. Second largest A-Day crowd ever. I know you mentioned the two biggest crowds we've had before. Those teams went on to play for the national championship. One won it, the other one didn't. So probably a good sign. The blue team took on the white. The blue was the first team offense and the first team defense against the white, which was the second team offense and second team defense. I like the way they do that. It's an A-Day game. You need to be set up to succeed. Let your ones take on your twos and showcase what you got. Malzahn said he's going to put on a show, and they did. 58-3. I just got to think. If the weather's not great, or you travel, no telling how far of a distance. No matter where you're going, either Tuscaloosa or Auburn. It's on Easter weekend. And you're out there in the elements. The game better be entertaining. Which would you rather have been at? A game that had a 0-0 score at the half, where you saw 7 punts and a missed field goal, or a game where you saw 44 points put up on the board?
That's exactly right, and that's one thing that I agree with you about. And I said Saturday on Saturday Sports Countdown that Luke didn't agree with me on. That I thought that you would see Nick Marshall throw the ball, and you did. And and Luke's like, well, what if you get out there and you throw it a bunch, and he doesn't have a good day, and that hurts his psyche? I don't think that's really how it was set up to be. I mean, I can see where that could happen, but at this point in time, we already know that Nick Marshall can run the spread offense. Before the game even kicked off, Tom Luganbill said it, and we had him on the other day on this show. But Tom Luganbill said, I expect to see Nick Marshall throw the ball all around the field today, because we already know about the read option. I mean, in the second teamers know about it out there, and we know how to do that. And everybody out there in the country knows that we can do that. I think that was an opportunity to send a message. Yeah, Nick Marshall still has work to do throwing the football, but he's improved, and it's gotten better. And he's going to have to. I mean, and we threw on the first two or three plays there, and it's like the analyst said, we've got to do a little bit better job as a receiver, not to be so close to the boundary line to where you can give somebody a chance to catch the football. The receivers kind of ran themselves out of the play, but he was spot on the passes that were there. And if he continues, and I think Tom Luganbill said it several months ago on this program, if he gets up to around the 60 to 65% completion range as a quarterback, Andy, and I'm not just sitting here as a homer on an Auburn show saying I don't think this anywhere anybody can beat us, because Auburn can be beat. I am just saying that if it's all clicking, I don't know how you can beat this team.
No, and that's the goal. That's the stated goal, that they want to get Nick Marshall to get 65 to 70% of his passes completed. Now that's a lofty goal, but like you said, it's an attainable goal, and you saw a little bit of that Saturday. Now you take into the grand scope, you take all spring games with a grain of salt. At 58-3, you look at that score, and the first team offense put up 657 yards of offense. The first team defense only gave up 85 total yards and 3 points. So you think, wow, that both teams looked outstanding, the first teams. But you look at the overall scope of the game, it is practice.
It is the second team.
It is the second team going against. So you don't really take into the consideration the whole game, but it's the individual performances. That's what you really can glean something from. That's what you look at Nick Marshall, like you were talking about. You could see a vast improvement. He's not he didn't look like he was throwing the ball.
Just confidence.
It looks like he was a passer.
Yeah, just confidence, his footwork. You're not gonna be perfect. No quarterback is, but he has made strides, and he should have made strides, because now he's got a full year under his belt. And to think back on what he did in such a short amount of time, preparation-wise, last year, that tends to set the expectations high, because he was learning, on the fly, game by game. I mean, we were putting things in as the weeks progressed. He was learning as the weeks progressed. We had to just hang in the balance on his athletic ability a lot of times, and the improvisation of what he brought to the table. But after the LSU game, something clicked offensively, and something clicked with Nick Marshall. And I think this quarterback, I think he's got a lot of confidence. He should have a lot of confidence. And the reason he's got a lot of confidence, Andy, is because he got a lot of great pieces around him.
Absolutely. You look at Corey Grant. What a great day he had. 5 carries, 128 yards.
How you gonna keep him off?
25.6 yards per average. Cameron Artis-Payne, not to be outdone, 12 carries for 97 yards. The only thing about the whole day, I think it was pretty much a perfect day, except for Peyton Barber. The first carry, he comes up. They say it's no big deal. Minor injury. He's gonna be fine. Absolutely. That was the only downside, though. But let's talk about some of the receivers here. Obviously, Duke Williams was the one that everybody wanted to see, and he pretty much lived up to expectations.
He definitely lived up to expectations.
You look at Sammy Coates, you could almost see a pep in his step. You got to think maybe that all this talk about Williams has kind of lit a fire under him. He says, "Don't forget about me." I was the big guy last year. I'm still here. You put Sammy Coates on one side, 6'3", or put Duke Williams on the other side, 6'2". Both of them 220 pounds. I don't know. You can't double team them both.
Well, here's another thing. If you're Sammy Coates, now you're not drawing double teams. Now you're not having somebody bracket you, and it just makes you a better player now, because teams can't afford to double you up. Teams can't afford to do that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a fun time on the receiving corps, and a fun thing to be able to watch out there. Let's go to the phone line. Shadow in Prattville. You're on Sports Call.
Hey, Shadow, you with us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think a lot of people out there that have heard me talk before would certainly say that I don't mind speaking my opinion. And I'm going to tell you something. I have never seen such a talented team in the history of Auburn. Answer this question real quick. This year, where is the weakness of Auburn?
That's a good question. I don't see one offensively. If there is one defensively, the linebackers, there still are some questions there. But it was certainly nice to see Kenny Flowers step up and play extremely well. So offensively, I don't see one.
I mean, listen to this. Is it possible that the best linebacker in the country could come to Auburn and couldn't crack the rotation. Very possibly, Trey Williams will be redshirted this year. And I'll tell you this, 40-30 is your score in the Iron Bowl. And as long as Malzahn is at Auburn, he will not be beaten by Nick Saban. And I challenge anybody. Let's take a look at the record. The record says this. The pattern has been established. The better teams at Auburn beat the teams from Alabama. And this team this year will be the best in the history of Auburn. Why? Because our defense is going to be better than it's been in the last couple of years. And our offense is going to break just about every scoring record. Our receivers, take a look at the running back that we got coming in. A couple of running backs. Who is it? Petway and then
Rock Thomas. Mm-hmm.
Give me a break. Rock Thomas may not even break the lineup. Seriously, I'm not drinking. Auburn's loaded. They're going to win every single year as long as Malzahn's there. Why? Because Malzahn plans for every conceivable. Our top three quarterbacks right now are better than any quarterback at Alabama. And there's no guarantee that Jacob Coker can handle moving from the ACC to the SEC with the kind of defenses, with the kind of coaches that we have from top to bottom. And if Coker does not come through, I think I did say Nick Saban will leave Alabama within 2 years. Write it down. Thank you.
All right, Brett, you write that down, okay?
It's already
It is in the ledger.
I've got it down.
All right, well, we're up against a break. Appreciate the call, Shadow. But stay with us. There's more to come on this Tuesday Sports Call right after this.
All right, guys, bring it in. Listen up. I want to talk about last night. Yes, sir. Maybe you had your friends over, huh? Cracked open some icy cold Budweisers.
I heard that.
And maybe, just maybe, you had yourselves the night of your life. Well, yesterday's over, boys, but tonight is just beginning. You got a bunch of bonus buds sitting pretty in your fridge. I want you to crack them open, and I want you to mass text all your friends and round them all up again for round 2. I don't want to hear. I do not want to hear. But we're tired from yesterday, Coach. Or, the cleaning lady just left. That's what the fool who missed it would say. Gentlemen, listen to me. You need to go out there and live, and you need to do it tonight. Carpe diem, boys. And while you're at it, carpe nightem too. Great times await. Grab some fun.
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't give up just yet. All Around Computers can help. 887-7773. They come to you for all your technology and computer service needs. If you don't want to install it, configure it, or even deal with it, All Around Computers can do it all. 887-7773. Do you have pop-ups, viruses, or is your computer running slow? All Around Computers can help you with it all. Don't call All Around. Call All Around Computers today. They come to your home or business for all your technology service needs. 887-7773.
In today's competitive environment, time is money. Allegra Printing in Auburn has the fastest turnaround. With their state-of-the-art, all-digital printing equipment, Allegra delivers with speed, precision, and quality every time. And their outside sales reps will help you from start to finish, so you don't even have to leave your office. From simple to sophisticated, turn to Allegra, East Alabama's go-to print company for more than 25 years.
Hey, guys, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, we do have a problem with our website. The servers, I just contacted the folks that handle our servers, and they said that,
he's talking.
They are down right now, and they're working on trying to fix it. And right now, for now, we're going to, instead of like sending it like the callers through the chat, I'm going to pop up in your ear every time we have a caller, kind of like this.
That'll be fine.
Yeah, all right, yeah. I'll let you guys know if they get it fixed today.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Oh, by the way,
Yeah, I just
Anthony in Auburn is on the phone, by the way. It's Anthony in Auburn.
Who's in there?
Anthony in Auburn's on the phone.
Don't forget to stop by our deli for lunch or dinner, open 10 to 7, Monday through Saturday. You don't have to wait for the holidays. Plan your honey baked feast today. Give us a call at 741-8411. Stop by and see us on Gateway Drive in Opelika, or order online at myhoneybakedstore.com. Honey baked ham, perfect every time. We guarantee it.
The Capri Community Film Society is a nonprofit organization that owns and operates the Capri Theater in Montgomery. The Capri is the oldest continually operating movie theater in the state of Alabama and features independent movies, both American and foreign, as well as classic films for summer children's matinees. The theater is supported by donations and memberships, and the society is community-based, mission-driven, and has served Montgomery and the surrounding area since 1983. Located at 1045 East Fairview Avenue in the Old Cloverdale section of Montgomery and online at capritheater.org.
Auburn Links is proud to honor the people who keep us safe, the men and women of the military, and the police, fire, and EMTs of Lee County. To show their thanks, Auburn Links is offering you special discounts. Just show your ID, and you'll get 18 holes of the best golf around for just $25 anytime. That's right, members of the military, along with police, fire, and EMTs of Lee County, 18 holes for just $25. Auburn Links wants to thank you for what you do with a great round of golf. Auburn Links off exit 51. Call 887-5151.
Welcome back to Sports Call on this Tuesday afternoon. This is our second segment, the Auburn Athletics Update, brought to you by Sarah Honda of Sylacauga on Highway 280, where we simply offer the state's best price on all new Hondas and an exclusive lifetime warranty. Brett, let's go back to the phone line and pick up Anthony in Auburn. Hey, Anthony, you're on Sports Call.
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
What's up?
Oh, not much. Just wanted to kind of tag along with the topic that we're talking about. I really do believe I was there Saturday, and I haven't had a chance to go back and kind of look at the replay, but I know on offense, of course, we know pretty much where we stand with that, but I do still feel we've got issues catching the ball and being consistent there. Ricardo had his one drop that he's good for a game, and then I did see where Staten Truitt kind of struggled a little bit. Did you see that too?
Yeah, I did, and I think we had a couple receivers outside of those two as well. Marcus Davis, I think, dropped a couple, and I know this isn't perfect, and that's not by any means what we were saying. Actually, what I was saying, Anthony, earlier is if it does all click, and if they ever get to the point where it's automatic catching the football, and you're running this read option, it's going to be very difficult. But the good thing about it is you had the performance you had offensively, and there's a lot of room for improvement, and that's what's scary.
Oh yeah. And I feel like one thing I noticed at the beginning of the game, they were not putting Duke and Sammy Coates on the field at the same time. Now, of course, I think that may have been just kind of getting Williams acclimated to the environment and kind of sliding him in slowly, because then I noticed they were putting them on the field. I mean, I don't think we should ever – and I know it's a tough thing that we have a good problem here. We have a plethora of great, talented receivers, and I think you're going to find that Ricardo Lewis might be the odd man out. Not necessarily, and I think they're going to interchange him and Duke Williams, but it's going to be hard to take Williams off the field. But as far as defense, I think the biggest thing that I think depth can still be an issue from linebacker and corner after our first line. But then I really feel like if we can shore up the splash plays, if we can continue to get pressure like we did last year, it's going to be a big thing if Lawson and our ends can get pressure like D Ford and those guys did. But I think we really need to be better on first and second down. We were a good third down team, but I think first and second down, we really got to kind of reduce the amount of yards we're giving up. But, I really feel like we can only beat ourselves in this. I feel like we've got a good chance. Has anybody else kind of scared about the special team situation with our punters and kickers?
Well, that's always a little scary when you have two new guys coming on the scene. I like to see Daniel Carlson kick a 50-yard field goal. It's nice to know that he's got that kind of leg, but it's also not good to see him hook an extra point. So, Jimmy Hutchinson looked really good under no pressure, averaging 40 yards a kick on the punt. But, I'm a little more concerned. I love Corey Grant returning kickoffs. Who's going to return punts? That's the one that I'm interested in, because Chris Davis made such an enormous, not just a kick six, but an enormous impact the whole season, and that's something that Auburn has not had for quite a while. So I'm interested to see who they get back there for that.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you see Threezy drop a punt and when nobody was in his face. So I think they do got some work to do on the special teams, but I know from past experience, I know we're all kind of spoiled as Auburn fans as having reliable special teams, and we don't necessarily think about those things until we've got two fresh or two young guys in there. But then my last thing I want to get your thoughts on, and I'll hang up and listen. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Jeremy Johnson. I know he was going against the first team defense, but to me it looked like he took a little step back. So, guys, you do a great job. I'll hang up and listen to your comments.
Thank you, Anthony. I want to first address the special teams thing. He said a mouthful there, Andy. You do take for granted a lot of times when it's consistent and it's just a solid element of your game. And now that you got some new guys, Chris Davis, and a lot of you out there may not like the comparison, but he was our Javier Arenas. Javier Arenas changed field position for Alabama when he was there. He was a game breaker. Chris Davis was the same thing for us. So just got to find the right guys to plug into those positions. It'll be interesting to see. And one more thing before we go back to the phones is that in fairness to Jeremy Johnson, he was over on the second team, but there was the first comments of the year from the analysts on the game that they felt like Jeremy Johnson was going through the motions and that he didn't show that spunk that they were used to seeing last year. And, as a competitor in defense of Jeremy Johnson, nobody expected Nick Marshall to do what he's done, and I think it caught everybody by surprise. I think the plan was to have Jeremy Johnson be the starting quarterback as sooner rather than later, but it's a tough situation, and he's been really good about it. He's been very supportive in pressers. He's been very supportive when he's been asked questions. But it's hard as a super competitor like him, and as good as he was through high school, to just sit over there and act like it. I mean, that's human nature. So, let's all be fair to Jeremy Johnson. He's a great quarterback, and let's understand that it is tough, and it can be a little frustrating sitting over there.
Yeah, no question. I believe we got Michael on the line. Hey, Michael, you're on Sports Call.
Hey, guys, I just want to change the subject a little bit and talk a little Braves baseball. I was in the camp that was kind of down a little bit going into the season. With all the injuries the Braves starting rotation got, and how their offense is can struggle at times. I was thinking they might struggle out of the gates, but it's been the complete opposite this year. It seems like the pitchers that they've found to replace some of their injured starters have really done their job, and even the hitting has been over the top as far as average and getting on base and that sort of thing goes. And this led to this great start that the Braves have started off with. And I just want to see what y'all thought about some of the guys coming back like Mike Minor and Gavin Floyd coming to the rotation, how they'll mesh in with some of the other guys, and how you see them playing out as the summer drags on.
I think you're getting more from obviously Irvin Santana has been he's worth all $14 million of that they're paying him this year in the first couple of starts, and I don't think anybody could have imagined that what they've been getting out of Aaron Harang. He's just kind of been a gold mine. The bullpen is a little concerning right now. Craig Kimbrell has become obviously the best closer in baseball the last couple of years, but he has shoulder tenderness, and now he hasn't been able to save 2 games in a row here. That is very concerning as far as I'm concerned. Andrelton Simmons has performed really well at the plate this year. Obviously, you're getting more from Evan Gaddis than you could have probably hoped for. Last night, the 2-run homer in the 10th was kind of a highlight for that. But I'm with you. Even with Ugla and Upton, batting 220 to 180, whatever that is, you're still getting some production from them. At least from Ugla knocking the ball out of the park, and as long as that continues, this Braves team is going to be hard to handle.
I think so as well. You know, they kind of went through they were really hot last April. Got all the gates really good with Justin Upton hitting 9 or 10 home runs, however many he did last April. And, you know, they kind of never looked back as the other division teams kind of struggled. But it looks like that, you know, the same goes for this year. You know, the Nationals faced them already 6 times and beat them 5. So this is looks like some of the same story here that hopefully as the summer months drag on, we can get that winning streak going.
Well, Michael, before we let you go, let me ask you this. Fill in the blank here. I'll be disappointed if Auburn doesn't blank next year.
I'll at least go with wins of the SEC championship. I feel really high on this team. I don't see anybody A, scoring with them, or B, stopping them. You know, stopping them being the key word. You know, maybe somebody can score with us. I'm not sure about that, but this offense, when it's clicking, and I think it's going to be with another year of under center with Nick Marshall getting acclimated, adding some more weapons with him on the outside they can throw to. I think the running backs, I think they'll more than make up. You know, Trey Mason's a huge loss, but I think that we definitely have the talent to replace him, and you know, obviously the defense will get better as the season goes on. So I just don't see. I don't see too many, you know, definite losses on the schedule.
Well, Michael, we sure appreciate your phone call today.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, we've got to get to our next break, but don't go anywhere. Hopefully, Austin Penny, we're going to catch up with him from Auburn Undercover in our next segment. We'll be right back with more on this Tuesday Sports Call.
Remove the hard work and confusion from growing your business with brand management and growth through Lee Marketing Group. LMG offers logo design, web development, search engine optimization, social media management, and more. Physical and virtual marketing is an amazing tool businesses need to utilize in today's economy. Stay ahead of your competition and reach new customers. Contact us today, 888-533-6758, or visit us online at leemarketing.net to learn more.
With over 40 years of combined experience, SignSource is the premier sign supplier for Central Alabama. From illuminated and monument signs for your business, to banners, car wraps, or political yard signs for the individual, SignSource can do it all. We specialize in designing sign concepts that get results. Contact us today at 256-825-0197 or on the web at signsourcenow.com. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
June will mark 10 years of providing quality T-shirts, athletic uniforms, and promotional products for Lee Apparel. Our success is due in large part to the customers we serve in the Lake Martin community and the great state of Alabama. Our hopes are for many more years of success and growth. Contact Lee Apparel today at 256-825-0197 or on the web at leeapparel.com.
Lake Winds Golf Course, the most affordable, quality round of golf in Central Alabama. Located right off Highway 280 on County Road 40 in Alexander City. Lake Winds Golf Course offers affordable memberships, an updated pro shop, junior golf program, annual tournaments, and weekly matches. Call for your tee time today, 256-825-9860. Lake Winds Golf Course.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama